Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing today? Happy Monday. Happy beginning of the week. So y'all want to hear my complaints for the day? Well, I do have to say this. I'm very happy to be finally sitting outside talking to you guys. I feel very relaxed right now. I have my drama video uploaded, but I haven't posted it yet. I still have to make the thumbnail for that. My movie video is uploading in my phone inside, which I meant to bring outside with me and I forgot, so I'll have to go in there and get that in just a little bit. And then my TV video is uploading, and those are the only videos that I filmed for today. I feel like I'm losing my voice. I am really, really hoping I'm not getting sick. Here's my complaints for the day. But I kind of feel like I'm getting sick. I felt fine last night. I felt great right up until the time that I went to bed. Had a really good night last night. Got into bed this morning and was reading my Kindle. Felt great in bed. Alex was already up. So we were talking for a little bit. Then I fell asleep. I fell asleep right after I put my Kindle away. And got up, took the dogs out, felt fine. Brought them up to bed with me. Then got up and took them out again a couple hours later. And I was like, when I got up the second time, I was super tired. And my body just ached all over. Like, it literally felt like I had just, like, slept on, a hard floor. And I was like, what is going on? Like, it just came out of nowhere. So, went back to bed with the dogs. Set my alarm. Got up, like, an hour later. Like, forced myself to, like, get up and get stuff going. And I was so tired. I was so lethargic. I felt like I had very little motivation. So I was like cleaning up stuff around the house. I was like, okay, about like 1 o'clock, I'm going to start filming videos. About 12:45, I brought the dogs out here and my new neighbor was outside and he was like installing cameras and changing lights and stuff like that. So he and I ended up talking. He's a talker too. And so we ended up talking for like a half an hour. And super, super nice guy, a lot in common, and they're big travelers too, and they go to a lot of the same places we do. So we were talking like our favorite places in Miami and Florida and stuff like that, in Mexico, and they go to the Caribbean a lot, so we were talking about that. This is my first cup of coffee for the day. I can tell you for the last couple hours, I've been dying for a cup of coffee. So anyway, I talked to him for a little bit, and then I came inside and I was getting my camera and stuff ready. And, I was out here with the dogs and him for a long time. He's super friendly to the dogs. And, so I went inside and I was like getting my camera and stuff ready and whatever. And like, Otis and Walter were running around like crazy. The snow is it started melting today. It was warmer today. I think it was like in the upper 30s today. So it started melting, but you can see it's like, hasn't melted yet. It's still a lot of snow, but you can see here it's like starting to melt and stuff like that. So I think by tomorrow or Wednesday, well, I think it's supposed to be 50 tomorrow. So by tomorrow, it might all be gone. We were talking about the snow today. He's like, yeah, I'm ready for some warmer weather. I was like, yeah, I am too. But anyway, so the dogs were like running around like crazy. They can't go around and like, when it's nice outside, I've been taking them out back. And they can run around back there and just like get some laps in, and then they're kind of like tired when they come inside. Well, it's because of all the snow back there, they can't do it. And so I was like, well, let me take them out again before I start filming some videos. So I turned around and took them right back out again, and he had gone inside when I went inside, and I came outside and he was like, hey, I wanted to tell you something else. And so we started talking again. We talked for like another half an hour. Well, at this point it was like 2 o'clock, and I knew that Alex wasn't working super late today. He was like going to get off at like 4, and then he was going to run by Costco and he was going to be home. I have videos that I wanted to film on every single one of my channels. So I was like in my head thinking, I was like, okay, because usually what I try to do is I try to film my videos that I have to use my phone for first, like my drama video if I have like receipts that I have to read or whatever, or if I'm going to read like synopsises of books for my booktube channel or movies. So the videos that I was going to film today was, well, I filmed a drama video today, reacting to something in a podcast somebody wanted me to, a couple people asked me to reach out to. Actually, not a couple, it was a lot. And then I did my reaction to The Housemaid, because we watched that this weekend. And then last night I watched Love During Lockup, and I did my reaction to that and took notes. So those were the ones that I had to use my phone for. Well, at that point when I got done, Alex was at Costco, but he was like, I'll probably be here for like another 15 minutes. And I came downstairs because I wanted to start, like, so I get the ones done with my phone first, so that way I can start uploading videos on my phone, because usually it's quicker that way. It's been quicker on the computer lately. I don't know why. But I can airdrop one on the phone, and I can upload, 2 or 3 videos at the same time. That's how I get 8 videos up in a day, other than just waiting for one to upload. Then that takes hours to do. Because people ask me that. They're like, how do you upload so many videos? Well, one's uploading on my phone, one's uploading on one computer, one's uploading on something else, so I've got 3 videos uploading at the same time. So anyway, I noticed in my drama video, like, I felt like I was kind of like, my throat didn't hurt, but I felt like I was kind of losing my voice halfway through it. When I did my housemaid video, my throat started to hurt. It started to like itch and hurt a little bit. But I wanted to do my Love After Lockup video because I don't want to get behind on it, because I took the notes last night. Tonight I want to do Suddenly Amish, take notes on it, and then get to tomorrow. I feel like even right now, like, my voice sounds different than it usually does, but I can't really tell. By the time I got to Love After Lockup, like, I felt like I was losing my voice, and my body was just like aching all over. I don't feel like, I never really know when I'm sick, because, like, yeah, my throat, like, it itches a little bit right now, but it doesn't hurt. I like took a lozenge. I took some Tylenol. My body is still sore. It just like it's weird, because I was telling Alex, he's like, well, where does it hurt? And I said, well, it kind of started in my back, but now it's just kind of all over. I just feel achy. I don't know, maybe it's just getting older. But I slept good last night. I mean, I didn't get tons of sleep, but I slept good. I always kind of like, I don't want to be sick, so I'm always kind of like looking for reasons that I'm not getting sick. Do you know what I mean? So at that point, I was like, maybe I should just, like, 3 videos. I was, like, happy with the 3 videos I did. I felt like they were solid videos. And I was like, I know I'm going to vlog. Then maybe I just need to take a night and just slow down, relax, take a long nap, not walk tonight. I started a new show last night, watch the show, and just relax, eat some comfort food. I'm, like, really craving. This is kind of how I know I'm sick. Because, do you remember, I was going to say this. Do you remember the other day when I was talking about Jet's Pizza? I didn't even get Jet's Pizza that night. I ate something I had here. I was like, if I order it, it's going to end up taking 45 minutes. And so I think the night that I was seriously thinking about Jet's Pizza, I don't know if it was the night that I talked about it or not. I was like, no, it's going to take too long. But anyway, all day today since I woke up and I didn't feel great, I don't know why, I am like craving soup and like a big sandwich is what sounds so good to me. I have like 1 or 2 cans of soup here, but they're not the soup I want. So I don't know, I'm gonna have to look online. There has to be some place that I can like DoorDash like a soup and a salad from someplace. But if not, I'm thinking about getting, I haven't had it in forever. I actually think I did a review of it on my review channel one time. Yats, which is a local restaurant. I think they have it maybe in like Ohio and Louisville too, but it's red beans and rice. It's like jambalaya, like Cajun food. And they have like 3 vegan, vegetarian, well, I think they're vegan meals on their menu at any given time. And then they have like this big French bread. It's really good and it's really cheap. I love it. I'm just kind of craving like something like warm and thick, you know, and kind of sound bad, but you know what I'm saying, like food-wise. I just want comfort food. I want like a big, Alex's mom, she makes the best vegetable soup. It kind of reminds me of this vegetable soup that my mom would make, because she doesn't cut the vegetables up like a lot. Like she'll have like a fourth of a potato just like in the soup, and I love that so much. Or like a celery stalk, she'll have like, it's like a long piece of celery. My mom used to do that too. And she has heavily peppered and seasoned. So, I don't know, mac and cheese. I feel like mac and cheese doesn't sound, I mean, it's a comfort food, but I'm wanting like a soup and a sandwich. Alex will run out somewhere, but like I don't want to get all this stuff and make it. So anyway, yeah, I was getting those videos up, and then Alex texted me and he was like, I'm on my way home, and he was like, if you have to film videos upstairs, like I can sit down and stuff. I was like, I'm kind of done. Like, I was like, I don't think that I should overdo it. I don't know, I said something to Alex and he goes, a lot of people are sick right now. I feel like this is the weirdness of living online, like having your life online. If I say I'm sick, people will say, you're sick all the time. I cannot honestly remember the last time that like I was so sick that I didn't film a video, like a vlog or anything. I can't even remember the last time that I was like, I'm so sick. I mean, it would have been like kidney stones or pancreatitis or something like that. Like, I can't remember a time that like I was so sick that I didn't film videos because I was sick. Do you know what I mean? Like, and I don't feel like that right now, because I know people are gonna be like, why are you sitting outside in the cold if you're sick? This feels very refreshing to me. I don't know if I'm getting a fever. It probably isn't super healthy for me, I'll admit that, but we do know that the cold does not make you sick. I'm sure it doesn't help you if you are sick, but I don't even know if I'm getting sick. I don't know if I'm just like losing my voice. I don't know what is going on. I have no clue whatsoever. I just am tired today. I feel lethargic. And I told Alex that, and he goes, yeah, that's going around right now. I go, like, who do you know that's sick? He goes, oh, people at work. They didn't, you know, they weren't at work today because they were sick. I go, so that specifically is? He's like, yeah, people are sick. Tanya said that. She's like, it's her birthday today, by the way. Tanya Jean's belly button birthday is today. She was getting a long massage. Her husband got her a massage for her birthday. And then what was she doing for dinner? I can't remember what she told me. But anyway, she's like, everybody's sick right now. I feel like when I say that, then tomorrow I'll come on here, I'll be like, yeah, I feel completely fine. I hope so. I don't like to be sick. Because then if I'm sick, like, it's really, like, right now, like, to be honest with you, what I'm fantasizing about is that as soon as, because I know I'm not going to walk tonight, that as soon as I get this vlog done, like, and I get it rendered, I start uploading it, it'll take like 2 hours, 3 hours to upload. I can just lay in bed with my Kindle and the dogs and Alex. Like, since he's come home, he's been in bed, on, like, just rolling through TikTok and laughing. Every time he laughs, he's like, I'm downstairs on the computer working. He's like on TikTok. He's like, ha ha. I'm like, ha ha. Then he does it like, he's like, ha ha. Anyway. I'm like, what is hanging off here? The dogs are obsessed with zippers. So we have to like hang our chairs over, like, so that the zippers aren't hanging down, because they like to chew on zippers. Anyway, yeah, my fantasy is that I'm just going to lay in bed, like, as a sick person all night tonight. And just have my Kindle and just read and, you know, like all that kind of stuff, and take a nap, fall asleep, wake up, read another chapter, fall asleep, watch a show, fall asleep. That will not be my night at all. Like, I'll go in and I'll be like, okay, well, I got to get these videos. Well, I do have to get the videos. That I do really have to do that. But then I'll be like, okay, I should probably do a load of laundry. Like, and then I'll end up taking a nap at like 9:30 for like 45 minutes. And then I'll get up and I'll be like, but I have all these shows to watch. I do need to just take a day. Like, I mean, this weekend was really nice, actually. I mean, I didn't do a whole lot other than filming my vlog. See, I have no justification for just taking a day and being sick. Like, I have no right to feel sick today because... Don't you feel like my voice kind of sounds different, though? Am I imagining it, or does my voice sound different? I said it to Alex. He goes, your voice does sound a little different. He goes, but it sounds like you're kind of like whisper talking a little bit. I was like, what is whisper talk? He's like, you know, like when you're like whisper talking. I go, I don't whisper talks. I mean, I know what it means. They talk about it in books. You guys want to see? Okay. This is the... Oh. Hey, how are you? Good. It's good to see you. I know. It is a warmer day. She's so cute. She moved in here. Oh, she's like watching me. She's so cute. She moved in here. She's divorced. She moved in here like a year ago. I met her at the pool like twice and we talked. She's probably about 5 years older than me, and she's real funny. And she's like, oh, I probably told you guys about her last year. I'm sure I did. She's real funny. So one day Laura and I were at the pool and we met her. I think I can talk louder. I don't need to whisper talk anymore. This is what I was going to show you. Okay. This mulch that we have, it's hidden under the snow. So this is like super special treat to the dogs. They're like obsessed with it. They like hunt for it while they're out here. If they get a piece and they bring it up here, because they're not allowed to bring it in the house. I don't really want them chewing on it anyway. But I'll look at them and I'll go, drop it. They know the word drop it. They'll go, it just falls out of their mouth. Today when I was talking to the neighbor, they were so fascinated with something like, so, do you guys want to see what I did between our yard and their yard? Here, I'll show you. Okay. So between our yard and their yard, when I go talk to them, we did a little path. So they love the little path over there. Okay. But anyway. By the way, they know what I do now as far as filming videos, but we'll get to that in just a second. So when I was out there talking to him today, he was putting up, he put like a camera up above like where ours is right there. So we have one over there and then we have back. He was like, do you have them in the back too? And I was like, yeah. I said, my husband put them up in the back. He was like, well, I didn't know if like you can see them back there. I said, well, they had them back there before. He goes, I think they took them down. I said, well, we have floodlights back there. He said, well, we have floodlights on ours too. I was like, yeah, I know, because like if animals run back there, so we were talking about the cameras and the floodlights and stuff like that. He's like, well, where do you guys have yours in the back? And I said, my husband can show you where he spaced them so that you guys can space yours too, because Laura has cameras on her. So anyway, so he was like, well, where does yours look? And so I was telling him where's our look, like over the driveway and over like this way. And so he's like, well, I'm going to space mine here and there. And I said, because the motion sensor, he was replacing the motion sensor thing that they had there too. And he's like, I don't want it, he goes, it goes off so much, I don't want it to go off that much at night. But the dogs kept on hiding from me. This was so cute. And he kept on laughing. And I said, finally, I go, what are they into over there? He goes, they found a stick. They were like obsessed with this stick. So, and that's so cute. It's like this little stick. So they brought it up, and I was standing here. I so wanted them just to take it inside, but I was like, we don't need a stick inside the house. So I looked at Walter, he had it in his mouth. I was like, I go, drop it. He goes, I know people are like, did Peter just put that stick in? Yes, it's a stick. If you're on Survivor, you cheer me on for eating the bug. Come on now. Anyway, he said to me, he goes, I'm kind of a talker. He goes, my kids joke with me about being a talker. I go, I'm a talker too. They're really nice. We're going to really get along with them really well. He's like, now you told my wife that you like to go to the pool a lot. I was like, yeah, I'm at the pool like almost every day. He goes, we want to go to the pool like every day this summer. I go, he goes, so I go, there's hours of the pool and stuff like that. He's like, yeah, because we kind of like to go at night. I go, okay, well, we're going to have to talk to you about that. He was asking me some questions about stuff to do with the neighbor. What was the thing that he asked me that was so funny? Oh, because they ordered a new front door. So he was like, are we allowed to replace our front doors? Because he's like, it's going to look really nice. Because they have like double doors. We have like a single one. But they have like double doors. And so he goes, it's going to look really nice. Like these two glass doors and whatever. And I said, no. He goes, well, somebody said something to me about, like, we have to get everything on the outside of the condo approved by the HOA. And he's like, we want to paint some stuff in the back. I said, I'm telling you right now. I said, ask for, he goes, forgiveness, not approval. I go, 100%. I go, if you want to do it in your house now and play dumb. And I was telling him about them. He hasn't really met anybody else yet. He's like, you're really the only, he goes, I've talked to a couple people in the neighborhood. I go, well, I said, a lot of people stay inside because it's cold. But he's super, super nice. What was I going to tell you about him? Oh, he was like, okay, so the other day, when you could hear the kids out here, he said, he goes, I feel bad. He goes, like, we've been, like, parking in your driveway. I told him, I said, you can park in the driveway any day. He goes, we've been parking in your driveway. And he was like, and our granddaughters were over. He was showing me all these pictures of their granddaughters today. He was like, now this one really likes to wear dresses, and she's really into, like, acting. They're young. They're like 10 and 6 or something like that. They're real sweet. He was showing me pictures of them. He's, like, such a proud grandpa. And so he's like, they were over here the other day, but, like, my granddaughter was, like, showing me the song that she's practicing. He's like, and I heard you talking on the phone out there. I felt really bad. I go, I wasn't talking on the phone. And he goes, well, I felt bad because I thought you were talking on the phone. He goes, I can hear you talking, but I can't, like, he said, it sounds like really low out there. And I said, no, I said, I film YouTube videos out there. And he goes, oh, somebody else told me that in the neighborhood. And he goes, I can't remember who told me that in the neighborhood. He was asking me, he's like, well, what kind of YouTube videos do you make? And he's like, oh my God, he's like, my wife's going to love this because she, like, watches a lot of online stuff and whatever. So he was asking me all about that. I was like, well, I said, if it ever is like too loud or what is it? He goes, we can't even hear you over there. He goes, it sounds like you're talking on the phone really low. I said, okay. I said, everybody says they can't hear me. I go, I used to ask for approval and stuff like that, but now nobody acts like they can hear me. He goes, no, he goes, when I was in the driveway, he goes, it just sounded like you were talking on the phone. He's like, no, I can't hear you at all. He goes, in fact, I can't hear you inside the condo. He goes, can you hear us? I said, I heard you one day when you were like, putting nails in the wall. He goes, yeah, I think it's so weird. He goes, because we thought one of our worries was that the walls were going to be really thin. And then I was telling him about like Laura in the basement and stuff like that. They're so nice. They're really, really nice. He was telling me about they have 3 kids and their ages and what they do and stuff like that. So he was like, you guys will meet all of them. He was like, they'll be over here and stuff like that. So yeah, he's retired and he like just retired. So he's like, and his wife just retired, but she does volunteer work at the place that she retired from. She's a retired school teacher. We have so many retired school teachers, and she was a retired school teacher that lived here before. And he's like, yeah, I'm kind of having a hard time being retired, and he's like, so I'm trying to find a lot of stuff to do around the house and stuff like that. He's like, that's why I'm ready for the pool to open. So he's real excited about the pool opening. Super, super nice guy. Anyway, so yeah. I said I was telling everybody about you. Because I told pool crew lady number one and her husband. They were like, I was like, he's a golfer too, and so I was like, yeah, I was telling everybody about you and how nice you guys are. So anyway, what was I telling the story I was going to tell before? The stick. The woman that walked by at the pool. So Laura and I were at the pool. Where am I at on time? Laura and I were at the pool one day last summer. Was I there by myself the first time I met? I feel like Laura was up there the first time I met her. I can't remember, but anyway, she's from the East Coast somewhere. I think she said she was close to Boston. She has a real thick East Coast accent. And real cute. And she's got like, she kind of reminds me of, oh shoot. Who is the woman that was she won an Academy Award. Oh, what's her name? Has like a real New York accent. She kind of looks like her. But like she probably is my age now. God, what's her name? She was in a movie with Rosie Perez. Well, I can't think of her name. But her hair's like short, like kind of like layered bob. She's real cute. And so we were at the pool last summer. Oh, I'm sure I told you guys about her. But anyway, she was so funny. Because she was like, now where do you two live? She thought we were together. But she kept on looking at me like, what's the deal here? Like, but she thought we were like not lived like together. She thought we lived together. And so I was like, no, she lives next door to me. And then Laura was telling her about her grandma living there. And she was like, oh, is this her again? Oh no, but look at those cute little dogs. Oh my gosh. Oh, I don't know this woman. She had her head down. She had a huge like black peacoat though. And then she had these cute little like furry dogs. But she was like asking us where we live. And she's like, well, I just moved in here. She moved in that neighborhood back there. And she said she's not always here. She said because she travels a lot. But then she said to Laura, she said something about like, where's the men in this neighborhood? But she has like this real East Coast accent. She's so funny. I don't see her very often because like she travels a lot. And I think for her job she travels. I can't remember, maybe she does pharmaceutical sales or something like that. I can't remember what she told us that she did. It was only 2 times, like I think twice I saw her at the pool. She's real funny though, but she remembers me every time she sees me. And so whenever she's like always like, hey, how are you? She's super friendly. I got to get to know her more this summer. She would be like really fun. And she's close to my age. So that would be fun. So anyway. Yeah, it feels like this is a transition year. Like some younger people are moving in here. Well, they're just retired. And I think he said, well, his birthday's like next week. And I think he's turning 64 or 65. They're a couple years older than that. Laura's, I mean, it feels like a lot of like younger people. Isn't that funny that I say like mid-60s is younger, but it does feel that way to me now that I'm like, it does. As you get older, you'll know what I'm talking about if you're younger. Like when you're in your 50s, like 60 feels like, I don't know, like in some kind of strange way, I'm kind of like looking forward to my 60s a little bit. My dad loved his 60s. I mean, my mom passed away at 64, but she loved her early 60s. She really did. My mom and dad both loved their 50s. I don't know, there's just something about being in your 50s that you're just like, I think it took me a little bit longer to get to this point than some of my friends, but like you just don't give a shit about some stuff anymore. Oh, there she is talking to somebody down the street. Who's she talking to? Oh, she's showing this woman her coat. I love her. I want to be her friend. See, yeah, everybody's talking about how it's warmer. All the snow's going to melt. That's been the big topic of conversation today. Anyway, and now they're patting each other's dogs. Who is this other woman? I don't know her. She looks younger too. There's like never anything going on in our neighborhood. Like most of the time, like when I'm vlogging and stuff, I'll be like, oh, it's active tonight. There's cars coming down. The reason I say that is because like, oh, she's walking back down this way again. There's hardly anybody, like, during the day. Like, they were just standing in the middle of the street talking. Like, there's hardly ever anybody, like, out during the middle of the day. Is she walking back to my house again? I wish I could remember what her name is. Anyway, what was I going to tell you guys? Yeah, like, as you get older, it's interesting, like, like in your 50s, like you just don't give a shit as much anymore. It's like if somebody's like upset with you about something, it's like, okay, tell me that you're upset with me and like let's work it out or get over it. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of where I'm at with it. No, like seriously. Like that's where I'm at with it. I mean, I have very few people in my life anyway, so the people that I have in my life, we're not upset with each other. But if we were about something, like we would bring it to each other and be like, yeah, my feelings are kind of hurt, or like, you know, you forgot this, or why didn't you say that? But it's like, just, do you know what I mean? It's like, let's just not get, I don't know. I feel like the things that I take seriously now in my life that are important are the things that I should. And for a long time, I focused a lot on, I wasted a lot of time being really upset about stuff that I don't even remember why I was upset about it or what. You know what I mean? It's just, it's stupid. And then that lady, the other one that walked by with the pea coat, she ain't talking to nobody. I don't think she lives in this neighborhood. I think she lives outside this neighborhood because she is walking fast. She must have, that woman from the pool, she must have turned that way and then she's going to go because she lives like down the end of that street. So if you walk through from the pool, like, you know, when I filmed through there, she's like in one of the first condos down there. I'm going to have to get to know some new pool people this summer. These pool people better come. Pool crew, they are losing their title. Oh my God, I told him, I gave them a nickname. I said, you guys are the Southsiders. I said, I give everybody nicknames. I don't say their name. He goes, you can say our names on videos. I don't care. Nobody cares. Like, nobody gives a shit. It's so funny when people are like, can you believe he talks about his neighbors that way? People in the neighborhood think it's hilarious. Like if you came in here and interviewed the people, they'd be like, oh my God, we love Peter. We think it's so hilarious that he films videos on his front porch and talks about this stuff. And they all, like every single one of them is like, you can say my names. You can say whatever you want to say on video. I don't care. Like they could care less. I mean, I give them nicknames because I'm not going to be rude about it. You know what I mean? But anyway, today I said, yeah, I give everybody nicknames. And he just kind of looked at me. I go, do you want to know what your nickname is? I go, I might have to come up with a new one. He goes, what's your nickname? I said, the Southsiders, because they're from the South Side. He just started laughing. And he's like, you can say our names on camera. It's not like, he goes, probably the people that watch you don't know who we are. And it's so funny because, so I was asking him like what they were redoing in the house and stuff like that. He's like, well, we want to redo the kitchen, take down this wall and whatever. And he's like, the new ones, Marlene, the people that moved in there, I was like, oh, they're super, super nice. Like, I told him I gone in the condo and seen it, whatever. He's like, yeah. He's like, we want, I guess their condo is exactly Laura's grandma's old condo, like the layout. He was like, we want it all open like that. He's like, that's what his wife wants. I said, well, their condo is beautiful inside. I said, I don't want my husband to see it because he's going to want it exactly like that. It is gorgeous. It's very kind of like that modern, like if you thought of like upstate New York or like the Hamptons, like that like all white, but then with like a splash of like black, like barn door. It's very that. With then like, you know, the sliding doors that open when like, you know what I'm talking about? Like with the wrought iron on the... It's gorgeous. Like that condo is so pretty. And they put all this glass, like the whole like, so her grandma had, like if you imagined our patio, but like not screened in, but as an additional room with like cathedral ceilings. Cause that's what my mom wanted to do here. Cause we have the high ceiling. She wanted to extend it and make that an extra room. She always said she was going to do that. Now we couldn't get it approved with the HOA, but that's how her grandma's is. They redid that whole room and made it all like all white with black, small black trim. And they put in white and black slate floors. I know it sounds kind of tacky, but it's not. I mean, it literally looks like a garden room at an art museum. It is unbelievable. And their taste is very minimalist, like their furniture and stuff. It is gorgeous. And they have all these huge plants out there. I was like, oh my God, our condo could look like this. I think they probably put a pretty penny into it though. She acted like it wasn't that much, but I mean, everybody that lives in here is retired, so it's not that much to them. It's probably like, you know, a lot to us. I have a feeling like the lighting over here, I may have to move to the other chair. This is where I'm getting to the point where I'm kind of like used to talking, so I'm kind of like, but my throat is hurting. It's like itching hurting, if that makes sense. I'm like, because when I came out here, I was like, I don't think that I'm going to vlog for a long time because I don't want to like push it. But now I'm having fun talking. Oh, here's this couple walking. Hey, how are you? Good, how are you? Stay warm. Yeah. Look at you all bundled up like usual. Gorgeous out. I know. I see them when I'm like out walking and they're like head to toe, like they have like the thermal underwear like me and stuff like that. talking about how gorgeous it is. I wish I felt better because I would want to walk tonight. But tomorrow will be 50 and hopefully I'll feel better. And then I can walk definitely tomorrow night. So I'm about a third of the way through the Kathy Reichs book. It's interesting. Well, I feel like I have a couple people that are telling me they don't really like it. And so it's kind of like in my head, like as I'm reading it, you know? The camera stopped. So I don't really know if like that's affecting my reading of it. I don't dislike the book. I'm kind of second guessing the fact that Mel and I picked it to read for a whole year, a series. I mean, here's the thing. The Alex Cross books weren't that great. I can do 2 a month of these and read the whole series in a year. It'll be fun by the end of it. I kind of understand what people are saying. What's interesting is, one of the reasons why I picked these books was because I read the first one, Deja Dead, and loved it. I actually listened to it on audio tape when I was doing assessment. So back in the day when I worked in treatment, I was a liaison between the Department of Corrections, judges, parole and probation officers, and treatment. And so I would go into jails, probation departments, things like that, and I would do assessments on people to see if they were appropriate for treatment, drug court, long-term treatment, things like that. That was one of my jobs there. I did that for like a year and a half. So when I would go all over Indiana to do the assessments, I would just listen to audiobooks. That's really like, well, when I was younger, my mom and I would listen to like, you know, The Shadow and like all those radio shows. I love that. And then I always had like the books where you turn the pages when you beeped it. I love that. And then when I was like in junior high, you could like, they would have audiobooks, but it would just be like, I don't know, it was just real basic. But that period of my life was when doing assessments was when I really fell in love. I can remember going to half-price books, and I would buy them like books on tape, the cassettes. I listened to like the first 2 or 3 Case Scarpetta books by Patricia Cornwell, and then I also, at that time, would have been around the same time, I must have listened to this Deja Dead book, and I loved it. So when I'm listening to it, I'm like, you know, at this point now, I mean, what was that, 25 years ago? Now my chest is kind of hurting a little bit. 25 years ago, I've read so many thrillers. I mean, it doesn't really compare to the thrillers of today. It's not bad from archaeological, from a forensic point of view. It's interesting. What I didn't remember about it, and I don't love this about main characters, is arrogant main characters. Temperance Brennan, who goes, her name is Tempe in the book. As soon as she started saying that, I kind of remembered that. I don't remember this book. Like, it was so long ago that I listened to it. Like, I do not remember much about it at all. But as I'm listening to it, she comes across as kind of arrogant, and not real super likable. Like, I don't dislike her, but I don't know. She's kind of a cold character. So I'm like, but Alex Cross is kind of too. I don't know, but maybe next year I'll just let Mel pick the series. It was going to be this or the Case Scarpetta books, and they're like 600 pages each or something. But anyway. So I'm about a third of the way through. My goal is to finish it by Wednesday, which I'll easily do that because I'll probably listen to another hour of it tonight. So last night, what did we do last night? Took my walk, did all that. We didn't watch any of the football game. I turned the football game on about 15 minutes before the halftime show. Alex was looking for this projector that he bought years ago for his birthday when he had his family over here and we all watched the Birds. That was when Carlitos, he was so little then. God, when would that have been? 6 years ago? And Carlitos, because I told Carlitos that Alfred Hitchcock is in the beginning of the movie. And so, like, we missed the part. So we put the projector in the living room and had this big, like, screen and stuff like that. And his family came over for Alex's birthday and we watched a movie inside. It was, like, towards the tail end of the lockdown. That's why we did that. And so, if Carlitos is 13 now, he would have been 7 at the time. Oh, my God, that's so crazy. And so, he kept on saying, he goes, "Where's Alfred? Is that Alfred?" Through the whole movie. It was so cute. He was like, "Is that Alfred?" I was like, "No, Carlitos, he's at like the first 5 minutes of the movie. We missed him." And he was like, "Is that Alfred?" It was so cute. I think Alex is in the kitchen. So anyway, he wanted this projector thing for work. So he was like, people keep on asking me, they're like, "What does Alex do for work? What does Alex do for work?" I'm like, I feel like we've talked about this a million times. Alex does medical marketing. So anyway, I mean, it's not like a big secret or anything like that. He's talked about it in Q&As that we've done together and stuff. And then he also does contractual work for a lot of like entertainment, mostly like music and DJs and nightclubs and stuff like that. But that's like the side stuff that he does. He does contractual stuff for like PR and marketing for nightclubs, DJs. He's done that for a long time. He's always been in marketing, but his degree isn't. So Alex's, he had 2 degrees. One is in Spanish and one is in marketing and business. So anyway, recently though, in my videos, I've gotten a lot of people have been like, what does Alex do for a living? Marketing? I don't really understand it. Spreadsheets? But he wanted this projector thing. So he was like, you moved it somewhere. I go, well, where was it before? And he goes, behind the chair where the bookshelves are. And I go, I moved it? He goes, yeah, somewhere in the basement. But he's like frantically looking for it, like right as Bad Bunny is getting ready to go on. I'm like, don't you want to see Bad Bunny? He's like, but I need this projector. I said, I will look for the projector as soon as Bad Bunny is over. Okay. So he won't sit down. So I'm like, we're like 5 minutes from Bad Bunny. I go, I know I just saw, I go, is it like in a gray container? He goes, yeah. I said, I know I saw it somewhere in the basement. So I go down the basement. I put all these Christmas blankets on top of our suitcases, our old suitcases. And I pull up the suitcases, and there it is. I found it in 2 minutes. He said he searched all over the basement. So anyway. Oh, look at the sky. It looks like cotton candy. Look at that. Isn't that so pretty? Does it show up on camera? I mean, winter in Indiana is pretty, isn't it? If I asked my husband that right now, you know what he would say? No, I want a beach. If you follow him on Instagram, he's constantly posting these pictures of the ocean and the beach, and he's like, where my soul is right now. No, your soul is in Indiana, and it's snowing outside. Sorry to tell you. But anyway, so we watched the Bad Bunny thing. You know, I'm not going to get into a huge discussion about this. I'm going to tell you my reaction to it. Because people were asking me, they're like, do your drama video about your reaction to Bad Bunny today. I'll probably get real emotional talking about this. I don't know. I'm not going to get into the hilarity of everybody getting all up in arms about this, to me, is the sadness, you know, of the world that we live in right now. But I didn't really know what to watch. When they were setting it up, I saw like all the palm trees and stuff, and I said something to Alex, and he goes, yeah, because Alex had read these articles about what he was going to do. First of all, I really like Bad Bunny's music, okay? Alex does too. Listened to it for a long time. His newest album, if you listen to his newest album, I can remember when Alex like downloaded it and started playing it. Oh, I love her so much. How are you? I know, it's so pretty. He's getting so big. Is that the he or the she?
This is the boy.
The boy.
Yeah.
He's getting so big.
He's so big.
How are you doing?
Doing good. Just waiting for this heat wave we're getting.
The heat wave. How's your sister doing?
How you doing?
I'm good.
Good? How's your babies?
They're good.
Surviving all this cold?
Yeah, they don't really know what to do with the snow yet.
I'm sure they get buried, don't they?
Well, they won't go in it. They stick their nose into it, and then they stick it out real quick. He likes the snow, though, doesn't he?
Loves it. His sister, too. They both have...
Aww.
Yeah.
I'm ready for the pool to open.
Me too.
We got to get a big group of people to go this summer. It's going to be so fun.
Yeah, we will. Everybody be nice and healthy and happy.
I know. I love your hat. That's so cute. I try to wear the beanies, but they don't look good with me with the little ball on us.
Yeah, my sister made it. And
Oh, she did? And the mitten, the gloves too? Oh my God, so cute.
Super talented. I asked her one day, and 2 days later I had it.
I love the color, that purplish blue. So nice.
Well, enjoy your...
You too. Enjoy your walk.
We will. Look at a beautiful sunset.
So she's one of the sisters that they have the 2 dogs, the brother and sister dog. And her dog right there looks like a heavier Boo Radley. He's real cute. His name's Nash. So anyway, the Bad Bunny album, I remember when Alex played. So Alex's mom, like when we go to Carlos and Liliana's house, like they play, like all they play is like reggaeton and like in their house, and like it's all Latino artists and stuff like that. Alex's mom, she likes a lot of the older stuff, like the Argentinian music. She likes that song. It's like this big joke between she and I, that Suavemente. She loves that song so much. And Jessie is like me, like she's fallen totally in love with like all the Latin music and stuff like that. So, I mean, for 18 years, I've been around it. Well, I've heard a lot of Bad Bunny's like older stuff, but like his newest album that just came out, I remember when Alex like downloaded it and was playing it in the car one day, and I was like, this sounds more like classical Latin music. And he's like, yeah, it's kind of like his ode to like his roots and things like that. It's fantastic. His newest album is fantastic. And so I didn't really know what to expect. I mean, you never really do from a Super Bowl performance, right? Like, you never know, like, I'm either, to be honest with you, I'm either kind of like wowed, or I'm just kind of like, okay. Do you know what I mean? Like, Tanya was talking about Prince's. She's like, do you remember Prince's perform? Everybody was talking about, I don't remember Prince's performance. But anyway, so I watched it last night, just kind of like as a Super Bowl halftime performance. If you didn't watch it, it's all these scenes of like, like what life would be like in Puerto Rico. So, and there's a couple that gets married. They really did get married there. Apparently they had asked like Bad Bunny to like marry, like come to his wedding, and he said no, but be in my halftime show. Like there's like bodegas. Like Alex posts this picture of like these older men like playing dominoes, because Alex's grandpa used to always play dominoes every day. I told Alex afterwards, like I started crying. Like, Alex wouldn't really cry until I started crying. I started crying. He was like, what did you think? I said, I think it was beautiful. It's just beautiful. And I said, as a white person in the United States that really had never been exposed to Latino culture before, coming into your family, like he's showing the United States what your culture is like. Like that's what I experienced at, like, you know, I loved... Fufu posted this last night, the scene where, if you watch it, Bad Bunny like pulls this kid up like he's asleep on a couch, and he like pulls him up to dance. Like, that's our family, you know, like the kids are dancing at 2 o'clock in the morning, and just love and music and food, and it's like, and music and food and dancing is like how they express love, and it's just family. And I don't know, like I just felt like he really expressed that in the show. I just thought it was beautiful. Absolutely thought it was beautiful, and the music was fantastic, and I thought the message was beautiful in the time that we live in right now. And yeah, I just was blown away by it, honestly, and loved it. So that was my opinion on the halftime show. I just couldn't stop crying after I watched it. I just was like, I think if you're Latino, you must feel so seen. You know, and I thought, like, for all the little kids in our country that don't feel seen, and then they see one of their idols portraying this image of, like, what their life looks like, you know, like, the food that they eat, and, like, the weddings, and it's like that, I don't know, like, I just felt like I was seeing my family portrayed, you know, my in-laws portrayed at the Super Bowl. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. And just the pride of it all. I said to Al, I gave him a big hug and kiss in the kitchen. I said, I'm so proud of my Venezuelan husband. I'm so proud of you. And it was beautiful. Alex watched it back like twice. He loved it. Well, he was picking out stuff that I would never pick out. Like, they were all, like, in the family text last night. They were all, like, noticing things that, like, I wouldn't notice, but they knew, because, you know, obviously, like, they grew up in that. I didn't, like, you know, and, like, Fufu said something about, like, every Latino kid knows, like, being woken up at 2 o'clock in the morning, sleeping on the couch in a party. Like, you know, like, oh, wow, the Grammy giveaway moment wrecked me. It was beautiful. So after that, I was like, well, I was waiting for that to be over because I wanted to lay down. And so after that, I went upstairs with the dogs and I read. Alex was waiting for, well, it was supposed to come on at 8 o'clock. I think it came on at like 8:20. So at the time that, I feel like this is so out of focus because of the dark. Should I go to the other side? Oh, the battery went to the halfway mark. Let me put another battery in and go to the other chair. I'm going to get another throat lozenge too. And then I'm going to go to the other chair and turn the light on and stuff and finish the vlog over there. So I'll be back in 2 and 2. Okay, I'm back. Suavemente. So, look, Walter's looking at me right now. He looked away. Drop it. Alex is in there watching the new season of Spartacus. I don't know what that means. He's caught up or something on Spartacus. And he is heating up his Cuban. I said to him, I go, how many leftovers do you have in that refrigerator? He goes, I have a lot. Do you want any? I go, what do you have in there? He goes, it all has meat in it. Because he went to like 2 Thai restaurants last week and he brought them leftovers each time. And I said, I want something. And he goes, well, order something. I said, I'm going to order something after I get done vlogging. I said, I just don't know what I want. And I said, I want like a sandwich and soup. He goes, where are you going to order a sandwich and soup from? I go, I don't know. What do you suggest? He goes, I have no idea. Now I'm like, all I want is a sandwich and soup. Where am I going to get that from? Anyway, so I took my nap last night. And then when I got up, I feel like I got up early from my nap last night. Or did I oversleep? I don't remember. I don't even remember. But so, he's got that TV so loud. He loves those shows like Spartacus. Those are like his favorite types of shows ever. Like 300 and Gladiator. Like, he loves those shows. I am so bored with those shows. I don't get them. I don't understand them. He loves those shows. And he likes to actually... What was I telling him to read the other day? Because he was like, I actually would read that. Oh, what were we talking about? So when Alex and I first, I think it was a trick to catch me. We would go to like Barnes and Noble, like on Sundays, like after we would go out to eat or something like that or see a movie. And he, like at that time, he liked to read a lot. Like he read all the Augustin Burroughs books. He loves those. He read all the Chelsea Handler's books. He used to like love those memoirs, like by comedians. And I think he's read some David Sedaris, but he loves, his favorite book is Wolf at the Table by Augustin Burroughs. He never acted like he was like this avid reader. Like he never acted like that. I think I dreamed, because I'll say something like that, like, oh yeah, you tricked me, act like you like to read. He goes, no, I would tell you that I had like a favorite book, but we would go to like the bookstore and he would like pick out a book and whatever. But what was it the other day I was telling him something that he should read? I think like the woman that wrote the Gossip Girl books, did he send it to me? Do I have my reading glasses? Oh shoot, I don't have my phone. My phone's inside, I didn't bring my phone out. I think Blair Waldorf is getting a spin-off book series. And Alex was like, I would read, I think he texted it to me and was like, I would read this. But I feel like there was a book I was telling him that he would like, and he was like, yeah, I should read that. What was the book? I said something to him about the Game Changer books, that, well, Game Changer, which is the first book in the Heated Rivalry series. He's like, I don't think I would. He's like, I like the show, but I don't think I would want to read it. What were we talking about? Well, anyway, so I started, this was going to be my booktube video today. It might make it tomorrow. I downloaded the other day like 3 Valentine's Day books. They're all like Valentine's Day murder books. And they're really, really short. Okay, if you want to read one on Kindle Unlimited, it's called Valentine's Day Getaway. I do not remember who it's by. It's called Valentine's Day Getaway. And it's about 3 girlfriends that go to a cabin for an anti-Valentine's Day weekend. Okay, it's really good. It's like 150 pages. I'm like a third of the way. I'm like 30 or 40% of it. And I mean, it's a very quick book. I like it. Nikki started reading it last night because I was like, girl, this book is good. It reminds me of the Kristen Mulligan book, where the woman goes and stays in the Airbnb, the first one. In a small town, she goes to Trader Joe's. It's just like these gals, and they're sitting around watching horror movies, drinking wine, commiserating about their bad relationships. It's pretty cute. I mean, it's pretty good. But then they start hearing these sounds from this cabin next door, and then like they want to go check out this cabin. And they're like very conscious of the fact that this is how, this is how horror movies start and stuff like that. It's good. It's not an advent calendar book. I think it could be probably read as one, but I don't think it is one. Anyway, so I was reading that last night, and then I was like, I want to watch a show. Oh, so I finished Steel on Amazon Prime. I loved it. Loved it. Steel on Amazon Prime. It's 6 episodes. I thought it was oh, no. First I watched Love After Lockup. Love During Lockup. It's all the same thing. I watched it and took notes last night. Took the dogs out a bunch in between. Well, before and after. They were real rowdy last night, wanting to run around, racing around. Anyway, so I watched Love During Lockup and took my notes and took them out. And then I came inside. I finished Steel last night. I think I had 2.5 episodes left. I thought I only had like 1.5. I think I had 2.5 episodes left. So I finished it last night. It is really, really good. Somebody commented on my video and they said, let me know how it is because they work in finance, like in trading or something like that. And something like they could pick out like the things that weren't correct about it or whatever. Okay, I have no idea about trading, stocks, and finances and all that kind of stuff. So for me, I'm going into it as a complete idiot. So, I mean, I know. But I do know what that feels like because when I watch movies that have to do with recovery, it's almost kind of like you can't not, you know? Like when I watch TV shows and movies and they talk about like city to, like I'm talking specifically from a 12-step point of view. From city to city, state to state, country to country, 12-step meetings are going to vary a little bit, even from like program to program. But like if I went to like, let's say California, and I went to a 12-step meeting in my program, there might be some things that were a little different, but I would catch on real quick. Like it wouldn't be that different. If I went to another country, it would be the exact same thing. It would be in a different language maybe, but it would, I mean, if they spoke a different language in that country, but it would still be pretty similar. Like, so the foundation of the 12-step program that I'm in comes from what's called the first 100 people that were in it. And so like they were basically the first ones that put it together. And the basic text is to carry the message so that there weren't tons of variations of it. Other 12-step programs have come from that and developed their own set of steps or set of traditions and things like that. But even if you went to another one, like, you would be like, this is similar. Like I can figure out pretty quickly how it goes. So when I watch like a movie or a TV show, like one thing in a 12-step meeting that you will never see, like you'll see a chairperson, but you will never see in a 12-step meeting somebody call on somebody. Like no 12-step meeting that I've ever been to in my 31 years. I'm trying to think of the exception. I've been to meetings where they'll like have like a ball or something that they pass, and like if you want to share, you have to be holding the ball. I've gone to meetings where you have to have a year or more sobriety time before you can share in a meeting, but that's kind of like an old school thing. Those are very traditional meetings when you go to those. So like they'll say who has a year or more clean time or sobriety time, and then they'll raise your hand. They're like, you can't share unless you have a year or more sobriety time. A lot of meetings, like if you've never been there before, you can't share your first time there. I've been to meetings before where like, if I was done sharing, like I would like say, okay, Tanya, I'm passing it to you. I pass it to somebody in the meeting. But Tanya could say, I don't want to share. She could say that. She could say, you know, like, I'm Tanya and I don't want to share. Nobody's going to force her to share. I've never, ever in my life, a lot of times in movies and TV shows, 12-step meetings are portrayed as group therapy, where there's like a group leader that's like calling on people and being like, well, Peter, you haven't shared in the last 2 weeks. Why don't you tell us what's going on in your mind? That never happens in a meeting. You could sit in a 12-step meeting for 3 years and never once share one thing. It just come to you and you could just go pass and look at the next person. Nobody would judge you for that. I mean, inside people might be like, they've never shared anything. I don't know what those people think, you know? But they might not like, they're not going to be like, come on, you don't ever, you know, I mean, I've never seen that happen, ever. You know, so when I see that, I don't love that portrayal because, and I'll tell you why I don't love it. That was my fear of going to meetings, was that they're going to call me and make me talk about stuff I don't want to talk about. Nobody's going to make you talk about stuff you don't want to talk about. Nobody's going to make you talk at all if you don't want to talk. So, anyway. So, I understand watching TV shows when, like, it's just like they don't get it right. I will say this, as somebody that has no financial background in any of that, I mean, I understand stocks and bonds, mutual funds, savings, retirement funds. That's what it's all about. I don't understand, I do understand day trading. I mean, I understand it. I'm not a total idiot. But, like, on the level of, like, working in a finance company, no, I don't get it on that level. So I don't know how accurate it is. I thought the show was good. I thought it was well done. I will say this. It's not predictable. Like, up until the very end, like the last 15 minutes of the show, like I had no idea how it was going to end. Who did it? Who was at the top of it? How it was going to end? Where the money was going to go? I had no idea. I thought it was really, really well done. Did I think it was the best show I'd watched in the last year? No, but I thought it was probably one of the top ones. I thought it was really well done. And I think also because it wasn't on my radar to watch. What was on my radar to watch was The Burbs with Keke Palmer. And the guy from Malice. He's like the lead star in Malice. It just came out yesterday, and they released all the episodes on Peacock. And it's based on the the movie The Burbs with Tom Hanks that came out in the 80s. Okay, so I had seen a trailer, number one, and it looked really good. It's about a neighborhood, like an HOA kind of neighborhood. And this house is a Victorian house that these people move into. Well, I remember the movie from back in the day. What I remember about the movie The Burbs is not much, but I remember it being weird. I remember it being like a really weird movie. Do you guys remember that movie Neighbors? I remember Neighbors and The Burbs being like really bizarre movies. Was like Corey Feldman in The Burbs or something? I don't know why I think. But anyway, I just remember The Burbs being a really weird movie. But this is kind of like murder aspect. Like who's moving into this house that's haunted and all this kind of stuff. And Keke Palmer gets kind of obsessed with it. Number one. So that's... I was interested in it because I watched the trailer, number one. The gal from Designing Women's in it. The second phase of Designing Women People. I can't think of her name. I love her. My lord. Talk about some Spartacuses. But anyway, I like her. She's in it. She plays one of the neighbors. I am a huge Keke Palmer fan. I love Keke Palmer so much. And so I was like, how is this going to work? So it's about this biracial couple, and they move into this very white neighborhood. I mean, it is so Keke Palmer, like, so she's lived in, like, the city, like, New York or something. I think they New York or Boston. And so, like, at one point she calls her brother. I only watched the first half of the first episode. And she's like, I mean, she calls it, like, white suburbia and stuff like that. And, like, when the one woman comes in, when the lady, she goes to the library to check in this house, and so they have a baby, the couple has a baby, and the librarian says something about the baby, like, look at that cute little chunk of mocha or something, and she's like, what did she just say to me? Like, it is so wrong, and, like, Keke Palmer is the perfect person to, like, play this up. So it's gonna have a lot of, like, racial issues to it, too, but, like, approached in kind of like a humorous way, which I don't know. I love Keke Palmer so much. She is so good. I like the premise for it. So they move into his parents' house, and they live across the street from this old Victorian house that nobody's lived in for 20 years. Well, then she goes for wine night to the neighbor's house. It's like her, this guy, and like two of the women that are all gossips in the neighborhood. They're talking about the HOA and stuff. It so reminds me of this, okay? And she's like, well, tell me what's going on with that house across the street that nobody's lived in for 20 years. Well, they don't really want to tell her anything. Her husband doesn't want to tell her anything. So you know there's like some mystery around the house. Well, at that moment, this car like drives in and puts a for sale sign up. And the one woman's like, it's like this lesbian, and like her and her partner live there. And she's like, it's almost like they heard us talking about him or something. So it's going to be about whoever moves into this new house. Because that's what the movie was about, The Burbs. It's 8 episodes. It's all out. It looks so good. I like cannot wait to binge that tonight. But then I told Tanya last night, I said, you got me on that stupid Sherwood show on BritBox. And she goes, you don't like it? And I said, no, it's fantastic. I love it. But like, I just can't get enough of the BritBox shows. Like, that's all I want to watch. I'm not going to watch a movie tonight. Well, I'm going to watch Suddenly Amish and take notes on it. My throat's itching again. I'm going to watch Suddenly Amish. I'm going to take notes on it, do my reaction to that tomorrow. But then I'm not going to watch a movie because tomorrow I'm going to do my reaction to... hopefully I feel a lot better tomorrow and I get to filming earlier and then I can film videos on all my channels. Tomorrow I'm going to do my reaction to People We Meet on Vacation. That's on Netflix. So if you want to watch it before I do my reaction, just hint, hint. I would highly recommend it, especially if you like rom-coms. I thought it was done really well. I have not read that book by Emily Henry, but I thought it was done well. And I read one of her books, and it felt like an Emily Henry book to me, having read one of her books, if that makes any sense whatsoever. But anyway, but at that point, I was like, well, that was, when I got to that, the part that I got to in The Burbs was then, she goes in to start, like, researching this house. So she goes to the library, and at that point, no, it's when she comes home and she's talking to her husband in bed. The house they live in is so cute. And, I was like, who is this car turning around? Walter, like, jumped down, and I was like, okay, he wants to go out, so I brought them out, and then if he comes up here and he, like, stretches, yawns out, he's ready to go to bed. So I, like, took him inside, and he started walking down the stairs to the basement. All right, so I was like, okay. So then I just put everything up, and I went to bed, got into bed, and I read last night, fell asleep. So, yeah. Well, Alex he was up when I went to bed. I was like, why are you up so early? I sometimes do this thing. Have I told you guys this? When I get into bed, he was up this morning, because that was at like 5:20, and I go, why are you up so early? And he goes, I just couldn't sleep. Scrolling on the TikTok, looking at his Instagram. So sometimes I'll do this thing. He gets laughing so hard. I'll be like, did you not get it's always different. Telegram, phone call, email, something different. But I like Telegram a lot. But I'll be like, did you not get the telegram from work? And he just starts laughing because he knows where this is going. I'm like, he's like, no, what? I'm like, no, they told you that you didn't need to come into work today. They don't need you. Sometimes like I try to like keep it spaced out. Because forever I was telling Nikki like, oh my God, I forgot to tell you something today. I try to trick it in all different ways. And if I say it to her now, she'll be like, what, I'm a bitch? And she just laughs. The other day she sent me this, like one of those things where you draw on the screen. I don't even know how to do it. She goes, and I wasn't even thinking. And she goes, oh my God, I forgot to tell you something. And I go, what? And she goes, it drew out, you're a bitch. So I can't do that trick with her anymore. But anyway, so, but Mel and I still call each other effing bitches. So we were texting each other yesterday, and she's like, every sentence we're like, she was like, you effing bitch. I was like, you effing bitch. So anyway, but every once in a while, I can't do this all the time with Alex, but like I'll say, they said to you can't go to work because of the snow. And he'll be like, he sits up, he's like, did we get snow last night? I'm like, no. Alex watches all these pranks on TikTok. He's always wanting us to do these pranks. He's like, I saw this prank on TikTok that we should do. People on your channel would love it. He and Caroline are always coming up with ideas for my videos. Caroline wants to do that thing so bad. You know she loves the TikTok too. I think it's so dumb. She loves them. She's always wanting to show them to me. Where like they go into like a Marshall's or a Home Goods and they're like, hey, you know what it's two people. And one of them will be like, hey, you know what I've been looking for? And Caroline just laughs so hard when she shows me these. And the other one will be like, no, what have you been looking for? And she'll be like, I've been looking for an ashtray that's actually a pirate boat out in the middle of the ocean, but that has a banana for a steering wheel, and it has, it's something like that. And then they'll be like, oh, here, I found you one. Caroline wants, I'm like, first of all, Caroline, people were doing those 2 years ago. Okay, she's like, but they're so funny. Then she always tells me something. She's like, we'll drive by places and she'll be like, oh my God, that is trending on TikTok. You need to review it. I'm like, a pulled beef sandwich. I'm a vegetarian. She's like, well, you could just get one and show it. I'm like, nobody wants to see me just show a sandwich in a video, Caroline. She's like, no, I think that would be a really good video. And I go, me just showing a sandwich in a video that I buy, that I pay $8 for a pulled beef sandwich from Popeyes. She's like, yeah, because people just want to see what it looks like. They don't care how you taste. I'm like, no, people will eat me alive. They'll be like, you didn't taste the sandwich. She goes, well, nobody wants those Trader Joe's reviews. I go, I know nobody wants the Trader Joe's reviews, Caroline. I go, but listen, I don't want to go back to crumble cookies. That's so expensive, and they don't have any different cookies every week. Caroline's always got the best ideas for stuff to review. She thinks. But Alex forever, like when we go on vacations, like truly, like, and don't call me Truly Brown, when we're like walking through the airport, like as we're like heading out on vacation, this will say, he'll go, I have 2 pranks I want to record for TikTok, or you can put them on your videos shorts for YouTube. And I'm like, what are they? And he'll be like, well, one is where like I hold you bend over back. I'm like, no, we're not doing that stuff. I'm 53 years old. And he's like, no, but it'll be really funny. They're like pranks and stuff. He's got always, he'll like download them and he'll be like, oh, what was the one last time? I had to learn the words for it. It was a song. I feel like it was a Kesha song. Oh, you know what? I don't have my phone out here. It was a Kesha song. Because he was like, do you know the words of this song? I go, kind of. He goes, no, you need to learn the words of the song because that's part of the prank. I was like, okay. So I learned the words of the song, then we never did it. But he asked me like every day. So we planned our trip. We planned 2 trips. And so he was like, well, kind of. The second one we kind of planned. But anyway. But there'll be many more. This is going to be the year of trips, honey. So he was like, are we going to do a couples Q&A? I said, well, we didn't do one last time. I saved the questions. I'll put more questions out. He's like, okay, but we have to do one while we're in Miami for Ultra. And I was like, okay, we'll do a couples Q&A. I said, I always like just want to spend time with you. He's like, I know, but people don't believe that, but he's like the one that likes to do the Q&As. He really does. So, my neck is tight. I feel a little bit better. Probably from having the coffee. That's probably all I needed was some coffee. And a stick. I should keep this stick, shouldn't I? It'll remind me of them. Oh my God, I was looking through all these pictures of them. That reminds me of The Cure, pictures of you. Anyway, do you love that song so much? Did that song come out in 1990? Okay, so I've told you guys this story before. My friend, oh my God, my friend that passed away, remember my friend that I grew up in? He was the one that I used to visit in Arizona. So his family moved from Indianapolis to Arizona when we were like starting our junior year in high school. So I would visit his family in Arizona. Like I visited him like 3 or 4 summers in a row. His brother actually passed away a year before he did. But that was my one friend growing up. And that passed away earlier this summer. his husband posts stuff online all the time. You know what's so interesting is that neither one of us really knew that the other one was gay, and we were like good friends, and we were like in junior high. But his husband posts stuff all the time about trips, and is like, oh my God, I remember like 3 years ago we were here. He just posted something like it was like 3 months ago. It was like 2 days ago, yesterday, the day before. I was like, oh my God, it's so sad. I can't even imagine. But when I went to, it was like, it must have been after his graduation, or maybe it was, we went to some open house party. I can't remember. We kind of got into an argument or something. Like, I don't think he wanted me to go to the party or something. I can't remember. We were very different. By the time that I was like that point in high school, we were very different. He was like super, super smart. And he was in like band and all this kind of stuff. And I just was fuck off everything. I just didn't care. But anyway, I remember because I got these Birkenstocks, my very first pair of green suede Birkenstocks, and I had socks on them with these cream socks that I bought. They were kind of like these woven socks. And I remember I got them on, what's it called? At the ASU, because he took me to get them. I got them at the ASU campus, like that shopping, like College Avenue or something like that. Anyway, so I remember going to this party. These people lived in this house, which they called an Indiana house. Like, they couldn't believe that I was from Indiana. It had, like, thatch roof and stuff like that and brick on the outside. And apparently it was because, like, it was this neighborhood that looked like it literally looked like the Midwest. When every other neighborhood in Arizona looks like Arizona, you know what I mean? Anyway, so we go to this house, and there's, like, this huge party out back, or pool out back, and I don't remember, like, he kind of, like, left me alone by myself. And so I was like, we made up later, but that trip was not like a good trip for us. I can't remember why. I remember, like, he was real, like, he came to visit me later that summer, and I remember he told my friend something like, God, this is so long ago. We would have been like 18 at the time. He hung out with me and my friends, and he said, like, he had spent so much time, like, trying to get into good schools, getting good grades, and all this kind of stuff, that he never really, like, enjoyed, like, his high school years or something like that, and he was kind of jealous of it. I think that trip, it kind of came out on it, because, like, we clashed a lot on that trip. But anyway, I remember, like, he was outside with his friends kind of, like, ignoring me or whatever. Like, his mom was like, take Peter to this party. And he was like, okay. But, like, he didn't, like, really, I think, want me to go or something. I don't know. But anyway, I remember right off to the front was this room. I met these 3 people there. They were, like, a year younger than me. I ended up, like, writing this guy that I met. Oh, this was probably my first, like, true crush. I ended up meeting this guy. I remember he was from a Mormon family. It's so weird, I think back on that. I don't ever think about him being from a Mormon family, but he could not come out to his family until he was, like, done with college even. We wrote to each other for years. We're friends with each other on Facebook, but I haven't checked in on what he's doing. Like, I don't even know how we became friends on Facebook. He found me, like, 10 years ago or something. But then it was, like, these 2 girlfriends. And I can remember they were, like, and this is before, like, cell phones and stuff, because I was like, yeah, like, I sent him a picture of my house, and he was like, you have, like, an Indiana house. I was like, I live in Indiana. But I remember we wrote each other, we, like, kind of slowly came out to each other over time, but I remember the way we started talking was over music, because they love, like, the Smiths, The Cure, Bizarre Love Triangle, the, what's the band, like, Substance album by New Order. But I can see myself, the 3 of us, well, the 4 of us, it was the 2 girls. One girl had real long dark hair, and the other girl reminded me of my friend that lived here. Well, she lives in Florida now, but she lived here at the time. It was one of my best friends, and she had real short hair and was real tall. And I remember because I talked to her the next day on the phone, and she, like, got burnt falling asleep outside. And then like, the whole rest of the trip, I just talked to them. And oh my God, I just remember what his first name was. Anyway, that's so weird, because he's like, he changed, like, after he came out, this is so bizarre. I don't know why I'm telling this. He's probably like, God, I swear to God, if he's watching this video right now, I'm so embarrassed. Anyway, no, I'm joking. But he like changed his name after college, and like, not like drastically, but like he changes. I mean, I can remember his first and last name right now. I wrote it on so many envelopes. We literally wrote like handwritten letters to each other. We kind of came out to each other over letters. Yeah, I guess he really was kind of my first crush. Like my first like serious crush, that we were both like on the same page. Oh, that's so weird. Like, I wonder if he lived here. But I can remember him saying to me he could never come out to his family. And I remember when he did come out, like, after college, and, like, they were, like, done with him. And he changed his name. Like, he legally changed his name to, like... I mean, it was, like, John Smith to, like... Joe White or something like that. But like he legally changed his name. I can't remember why he did it. I mean, he did it because of his family. He didn't want anything to do with it anymore. But I can't remember why he picked the name that he picked. Because it was just something like random. It wasn't like, I mean, I'm sure to him, I don't remember why. It wasn't random to him. But it wasn't like, if you heard it, you wouldn't be like, oh, you deliberately picked out that name. Do you know what I mean? Like, it wasn't like that. But anyway, I remember sitting on that floor with them, and we were talking about music. I can see us, like, sitting there, like, all, like, you know, with our legs crossed, and we're all, like, doing something, pointing to something on the floor or something on the carpet, and they were playing Pictures of You by The Cure. It must have just come out, right? So that would have been the year, whatever year that song came out was, because it was new. Pictures of You. Because we were talking about our favorite music. That was probably my one and only, I shouldn't say this, that's not true, but at that age, meet cute that I ever had. God, it's so weird that I remember that so vividly. I think I had hope in that moment, you know, that like, I could like fall in love and whatever. I feel like I remember that like, to call him, he had to go over to that girl's house, and then I had to call it, because like, I feel like we kind of could tell right away that like we had crushes on each other, but we had to kind of like hide behind it was like friends, and like she knew, like one of my friends would know, but like he couldn't take calls from guys at his house or something. It was real weird. His family was really religious, and I remember like I had to call her house, and then I remember like they were getting together to do something. It was like the night before I was going to leave, and I asked my friend to take me there, or like if he wanted to go with me, and he didn't want to go, and he wouldn't take me there, and so I never saw him again. But we wrote to each other forever. Isn't that the craziest thing? God, I'm gonna have to look him up now on Facebook tonight when I get off and be like, where's he at? So he's like a year younger than me. That's crazy. The last time he was like married and stuff like that. And, but he didn't live in Arizona anymore. I can't remember where he lived, but he was like out, he was like into like hiking outside and all kinds of stuff like that. God, I can see his hair. He had real curly hair, and it was like slicked back. And it was kind of like this blondish brown. God, that's so crazy to think that that was like, I mean, I would have been 18 at the time. 17 probably, because it was right after I graduated from high school. So it wasn't even, was I 18 yet? 17, 18? Maybe it was my junior year that I went out there. I think, you know what? I think actually that was my junior year. When did I get that pair of Birkenstocks? Was it my junior? That must have been my junior year. It must have been the summer after my junior year going into my senior year. Yes, because then because we went every other summer to visit each other. Because then he came the following year to visit me. And I remember we had a conversation about my trip out there, and he said he felt really bad. And that was when he hung out with me and all my girlfriends, and he had so much fun, and he was like, I feel really bad. He was like, because like I didn't enjoy my high school years because I was so focused on like studying and blah, 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 and all that kind of stuff. I can see us. We were at my friend's house in her mom's front yard while he was talking to it. And it was like the day that he was like before he was leaving to go back. And he was telling us like, he was like crying. He was like, I had so much fun with you guys. Like, and I just never did this in high school. So I would have gone out there before my senior year in high school. So I wasn't like necessarily, I mean, I wasn't out either, but I feel like we said it without saying it or something. God, it's so weird, different world. I have to think about that. You know what I bet I have in my basement? Oh my God. I bet I have those letters. I am in such a, just as far as like YouTube, I used to like be so careful about stuff. I am in like such just a fuck it mood. Like, not like careless, but like, I'm not gonna like say the person's name or anything like that, but should I like go down and read some of my letters? Like, I'll tell you one thing I really do want to do. Like, my ex Todd, that passed away years ago, like, I want to read the poem that he wrote me. Like, Alex wouldn't care at all. He'd be like, read all of our letters from early on. Oh my God. Alex wrote me some sexual letters. Oh my God. They were so hot. But I do want to like I've never watched, still to this day I haven't watched, my mom's been gone 18 years. I have not watched that video that Caroline gave me of my mom reading at Caroline's wedding. I need to watch that video. So, I should read some of those letters. I should go through that box, shouldn't I? Let me know if you'd like that. I'll do that over here on my Peter Does Stuff channel. Anyway, okay, I'm going to get off here now. I feel like I'm almost at the 30-minute mark. Oh my God, I am. We got 25 seconds until, 29, it's 29 minutes and 40 seconds right now. Okay, I hope you guys are having a magically amazing Monday and a fantastic beginning to your week. I hope I feel better tomorrow, and if not, then you'll see very limited videos. Anyway, if nobody else has told you this today, I love you guys, and of course, hopefully, I will see you tomorrow. Bye. Love ya.